Hello, hello. Not dead yet, just, yep, power spiked. Where is it? Yeah, launching the game. It will pick it up in a second or two. There we go. It should be visible now. At least, well, OBS says I'm live. Let's open the dashboard. Seems to be working. If you can't see, refresh.
Estromore? My thoughts will be as silent as my feet.
What is it, Watcher? It stinks. Surely Aethys earned his death at Godhammer Citadel, but not for those
Okay,
reasons.
now
Not
I
to
need
keep
to
him
fix the
silent. If
results of
such a
the
thing
power
has
outage.
brought about this chaos,
There.
must we
Now
always
I
be
also have
tools of
sound.
gods? If Woodica and Margrin, if they are the cause of this, the Hollowborn, if the Purges were never so many lives, no, but anyone with a shred of... Is this some final joke at my expense? To test my... If all you have are questions, you answer a kill
Yeah,
me.
that we already
She is a
seen.
goddess. I still drink from her birth. There's no proof, Watcher. I was a fool to think you could help me see... They died in the blast, yes. The other 11. I was the only one to walk away. I thought we had wronged our goddess. That this was my trial, and if I could prove myself worthy of her, I should have known better. There is only one God of redemption, and I saw him ended. To think I served her, I followed her. Now I shall serve no one. Woodica's lies must be answered. And now it seems I must take fire and war from a goddess's false claim as well. I still take from her strength as I did, for as long as it lasts. For I shall not cast her aside yet, until I have drained her dry and had my fill, just as she intended for me. For I have learned one of the lessons of the faithful. The faithful may wound a goddess greater than any enemy. A purification is coming, and this fire shall consume them both.
There we go. That's Duran's quest done.
If those Delamgon are right, you and I are stuck with our awakenings. Not quite the news I was hoping for. Yes, and while I hate to turn the subject back to myself, this all has me thinking about Isilmir. And I'm stuck with her now. Overstarched tunics, burnt toast, Rawatai sherry, those are not that bad. But having a stranger pop in and out of your head at will, it's unpleasant, I assure you.
Yep.
It's strange. I've lived with her most of my life, and I've always seen her as an adversary. It should have occurred to me the day she stood up to my father. But there's something about being too close to a situation to see it clearly. It will be a relief to stop fighting her.
So yeah, blah blah.
You don't think so, eh? It's a comfort to imagine that That reminds me of something else the Delamgon said. About the gods not being real. Yes, I suppose so. Still, I can't help but worry at the state we'd be in if that were somehow true. If there were no power guiding us in this life and shepherding us to the next.
Mm,
Yes, that would take the fun out of it.
yep. That's all of that. I believe we need to kill the dwarf before the elf lady. So let's go start doing that. That's enough of idle chatter. Let's murder someone.
See now what the flame has shown us.
Yep. Grab
Temple
stuff.
held. See now what the flame has shown us. I'll stay out of sight.
Oh, yeah. That's monk stuff which nobody uses, and yeah, another belt which we don't care about. Ah, shit. Well, doesn't matter.
Nice and slow.
Estramore?
Yeah, what you have for sale? Nothing really important. Well, we'll buy that and that, so we won't have to do it later. Well, so we won't have to craft it if we want it. And here is a dwarven dude, who we are here to kill.
As your blood. Few outsiders dare to venture the. Since when do. Where?
Yep. Yay. Very hard, I know.
Let's go. Lavaru. That's
Yay. I mean, since we started, it's not like we'll just
let's
leave.
go.
Not before we kill everyone.
Let's go. My mind feels sharp as steel. Sure.
Love.
And well, they're very dead as well. Next. Just expedite the process as much as you can. Sure.
Arthur, Earthen.
Let's go.
Yep, everybody dead. Now here. By the way, why my flames of devotion are glitched out?
My mind feels thirsty.
Will they
That's weird.
ensemble?
Maybe if we save load. Let's see if that fixes it. Maybe they were just like stuck or something.
Right.
Yep,
Huh?
fine now.
Right.
Nice and quiet.
Well, anyone else wants to serve Berath or whatever?
Sure.
So that's almost all. That's few stragglers. Sure. Oh, that was it. Well, that's done. Next. Killed the dwarf. Now it's time for the elf. So now to the Elm Shore, I believe. Let's kill the elf lady. And that will conclude the Brass quest. And then we probably pledge to Hylia. So the lady is like here, I believe, something like that.
Greetings, Estremor. You are among the oath and counted on your silent acceptance of such commands, no doubt. What is a god that his...
So that.
On your side!
Right.
Yeah? As a peripatetic loner, I'm not privy to the latest news, but the Hollowborn Children is a tale that has reached even any time in my youth. I'd curse. It's been a long... Need something? My second... What would you like to know? My mother's crotch. You? For the record, I grew up in Erglon.
So let's not ask about Gallowayne.
Yes, yes, I suppose you should know. I should disembowel you for talking to me in that tone of voice. But you happen to be entirely correct. As the beast in a rush of...
So
Well, I've been meaning to visit the Druids of... Yeah? May I have a moment, my watcher friend? It's, and need something?
yep.
Wild, but I... Yeah?
Uh,
Yes, need something? We can... Yeah? We can...
so true to form. There we go. He wants to go to his circle, blah blah. Druid in Twin Elms. Which one is that? I remember vaguely that we go around, talk to shit and all that. Okay. Elm's Reach. Sure. So to the Elm's Reach, and then right. There are lots of idiot druids there.
Estremor?
So, which idiot druid do we need to talk to? That idiot
Builder's
druid, right?
wisdom to you.
So, blood sense now. Yeah, parade the stone tablets. Well, luckily everyone is dead in blood sense, so they won't get in the way of us reading much of anything. We can piss on those stones and nobody would know. Which, knowing Hivarius, is very likely what will actually happen.
As souls split into the many lives from one sounds familiar. I was taught that sometimes between death and rebirth, a soul splits perfectly. Generation. Well, I guess maybe my tribe wasn't entirely wrong about my spirit form being some sort of soul terror. I suppose I was hoping to hear a different answer on the matter, but...
So, here-ish. That's another
Is
one.
not the one. I suppose I get the argument. We all have to kill and eat, constantly for that matter, to live.
So, nothing here. Are we... well, we can't be done though. There has to be another tablet I'm missing. 1, 2, 3. Oh, right, this one.
Upon bear cute story. Two guys meet in the belly of a soul-eating creature. Maybe someday I'll eat two of the most insipid deer wooden lumberjacks, and they'll spend an eternity discussing
Yeah. Burial Isle. So that will be later. Burial Isle is pretty much the last thing we are visiting, so that's fine. I believe there is an old druid there that will talk to him and all that. At least if memory serves. But with that, Berath quest is done. So everyone is happy about it, probably. So, Beroth here.
A toll, traveler. You met a dwarf traveling this road. What did you do? And every death begins. You found a tree that had lived for centuries. Nothing is self. If you know.
So,
No mortal.
yeah, we need to think. Yep, Other Dragon is very dead. Like, as dead as can be.
A clan of Glamfelin ventured from the White that wends to find. For each there is a.
I did not expect we would meet again so soon. You destroyed the army that threatened your life. I gave you the means to... What is it you seek?
Yet there, and he would seek.
They are. It.
And
She
so we
desires
call
to
on
order
you to do the
chaos and
same.
shackle the agents
Such
of
are the
change in the
schemes
world.
of the Queen.
When you...
Do not.
Yep, so that's done. Now, yeah, Galloway stuff is done, so everyone is very happy or not. Let's pledge to Hylia. Ah, right, also that. I believe that would be the last one. We also probably need to pop into the Kednua and do a final rest there. Maybe visit a whore as well, just for fun. Well, maybe visiting whores for fun is not what I meant entirely, but I mean, if it wasn't fun, nobody would do it. So there is some truth to it. So idiot hunters are here. So that's like here. No, that's for sure here.
Tread carefully, Estramore.
So that works for us, honestly. So, there we go. Yeah, everyone is happy-ish. So, as I said, let's rest in the Odnor and then go kill Tails, and that's it. I'm pretty sure we've done everything in the game. More or less, maybe I've missed some minor quest.
Last thing the Deerwood needs is another foreign colony.
We can't reforge the blade, otherwise we won't have it. Uh, well, actually, maybe I can
I will wait
do
in
something.
the place of your strength.
Zawa is ready. So the dwarves of Durgan's battery did not destroy themselves after all. They fell to invaders. We have discovered things thought Zawa is ready. A hopeless battle was waged in Durgan's... Zawa is ready. What do you need of Zawa? The ways of the Nalpa... We are the war... I give this...
Yep.
Youth, it is for us to learn. Vanity. Then if you can loose yourself, if I did, I would gladly cast. All that, they had no Malkacho. She saw our, not all of them. He never gave me another lesson. A year later, he was dead of old age. At any time, when Ishipilo died, I thought so as well. You would what?
Yep, talk.
I hesitate. Oh no! I broke. No, when he becomes nearer the catch model is on. You would ask. I hope they are said to be.
Some more. Yep. Let's go do that. Should we level him soon? Yeah, I believe there are some fights out there. Let's make him into a proper monk, which I've no recollection how they look like. I'm pretty sure monks need no dexterity pretty much whatsoever. And they need some perception. I believe intelligence they don't really need. So... I mean, intelligence is AoE for routing pain, and that's kinda it, I believe. So we can go with default. Can also do that. That actually looks okay. I don't believe the monks stack deflection, do they? Pretty sure they don't. So you would need veteran recovery. Swift strikes, yep. Lightning strikes, obviously. Lashes are good. Not sure I care. Lashes are good. Don't need that. We'll need to weapon style. Yep. Oh, so they do stack a bit. But I don't believe you need to overstack it on a monk. 7 is okay. Weekend, I'm not sure. Rooting pain, yes. Scaling lashes, probably not. Interrupting blows, probably not. He has not enough dexterity for it. We dumped it. Well, yeah, let's take some damage now. Yes. I believe long pain is good. Enervating blows is also good. But I'm not sure we can afford it. Long pain we absolutely do need on a monk. Well, do we really? I actually do not remember if long pains are better than the regular fists. There was something about it. I actually do not remember the rest. I don't believe. Well, duplicate is alright. I mean, weekend is not great. Well, fortitude and will are reduced, but otherwise, meh. Let's take a summon thing. This I don't believe is good enough. Fledgling Path, I believe it was good in the second game. First one, I don't remember if it's good. Oh, let's take Soul Mirror, whatever. Oh, he's at 16. Code good enough. Offense, let's see. That we've already taken. Cautious attack, yep, that's so garbage. Well, let's just take damage. Oh, I should have taken the wound binding. That's what I should have done. But he has a fuck ton of life, so it probably won't come up. Let's give him some armor. What's the hardest armor we have? That doesn't matter. Don't need that. Well, it's superb, so might as well. That's also superb. Vigor 1 per rest. Not spell holding, well. What about this? That one is exceptional, so yeah. Let's toss him that one. Good enough. Something in the way of armor. Do we have spare gloves? Hmm. Good enough. Something. Take event pick, maybe. Some stuff, whatever. I don't remember what it gives, but it's whatever. You are spirit shifted usually. Actually, yeah, why not? And let's take some weapon that we might use down the line. And that's not terrible. What can we do? Oh, actually, Spell Tongue is a good weapon. Well, technically. Although you are a peasant, so maybe not. Just fight you with your fists, I don't care. Uh, give you... Yeah, good enough. Some hat. We should have some hat for you, right? Yeah, good enough. There we go. You come with me. Let's go do your quest. It's hollow, right? Yep. How much actually he has? Yeah, 85, it's enough to not be created too often.
There is a spirit. Has he come here at last to teach me what he would not in life? To be the Anitle. This is enough. I swore I have so. It would be my honor. That goes. You are ready. Do not let the lion escape. Is that flower? I wouldn't.
I regretted leaving it behind.
Miriam.
That is this.
Oh, right. Forgot about that.
I shall be quiet as a calm sea, which is now. Poison.
Huh?
Were you able to?
Right away.
I bring your
would have been.
So let's continue tripping balls. What are those? I don't remember. Oh, they're actually not bad. Yeah, we'll toss them somewhere there. I'll decide what to do with them later.
Right.
Zawa is ready.
Am I missing something?
Did you see where it went?
No, I have no fucking idea.
Water. From the waterfall, please. I have tried. Only water from the waterfall will do. I wish it were. You will need this to collect the water.
Still, waterfall, whatever.
There, I see it.
I could heal this.
Either kind.
Oh, I wouldn't.
To the gap.
Yep. Whomever you go do that. Still I don't get it. Oh, right. There is the bloody waterfall.
Have you had any?
Caps meant to see that his teachings will always be beyond me. This is
Yep. Learn something more.
to leave the animal here unprotected. To accept. Why are you? If
So that. Let's see.
I say it's time to get a
Chief
campfire
Vincent,
going. And
I have always
let's
believed
sleep
they would
for
not
a
have
while.
attacked.
Uh,
Perhaps. But looking back, of the and gave to knowledge, I
so... And now, yep, that one.
our
And that
answer.
will give him his
Let us see what
passive,
has been
which is
uncovered.
actually pretty decent, which makes him a not half bad companion, even in his default form. And his stat distribution is honestly not too bad. He has constitution and might, and that's all that matters.
You must come. Nalpasco warrior. Will to reach model and spit. People has ended. There is nothing more I can do for them.
Uh,
On Aora was too brief.
yep. So that quest is done. Now we can safely say I did everything I could remember. All that's left is to kill the big bad, and that's it. Let's push through. My wife is kinda writing already, but I don't really want to leave it for
Not
tomorrow.
as beautiful.
So toss him away.
Very well.
Get grieving mother back.
Not as beautiful as.
Do that. You can have it. Uh, you want freezing lash.
The Anguithan ruins near my home, but your fortress is impressive in its own little way.
Let's go. Сейчас, наверное, минут 15 закончу. Я, правда, не уверен, зачем это тебе нужен, ну ладно.
В смысле, я тебя покормить хочу и все. Не, зачем? Я уже сделала. Я могу тебе сюда принести.
Right.
У меня нет твоей кошки, Марина. То я потом ее в кармане прячу.
Hail, Estramor.
Yep, take me across. Oh, I also forgot to take the start cloak, but I believe it's nothing we want.
I have trod more secret and sacred places in your company than I could have imagined. Where
Oh, let's nuke him.
Hmm?
Yay. Another
Sure.
bites the dust. And another.
Let's go. I bring your end.
Yay. Another one.
I'll see what I can find.
Grab some stuffs.
My mind feels sharp as steel. On your
Boom.
side.
Child of the
Alright.
Fisher Crane, adept of the Hawk and Ivy, wanderer of Eretha. Too formal?
Sure enough, it always has to be a fight.
Wal showed me that Galawain was answering my prayers. Enough of Galawain's tests and trials. Even if I could best every other man that wears the Autumn Stelgar mantle, what's the point? My...
Yep, so
Figured I
that's
should take a
kinda
reminder.
good-ish ending for the... well, for his quest. I mean, we pushed him towards Whale. If I had to choose, Whale is probably a decent god compared to the murderous Galawain. Not that there are actual good gods in this one. Everyone is an asshole. It's like playing Kingmaker with story companions and choosing only good ones. Well, good online ones. It's a choice between shit and shittier. Same with gods in this game. They are all assholes.
Another turn in...
Let's hope that grim countenance bodes well.
So let us just finish it.
After what seems like an eternity, your
Yeah,
rapid
yeah,
descent...
seems an eternity. It
That went
won't
better
take
than I
long.
expect.
Rust. Minus 4 con, I don't care.
Soil ourselves on the way down.
That was bracing.
I shall be discreet. How may I help?
Let's go.
Oh, the blade glitched out again.
Yeah?
Yep. We'll have to save load. So, yep, that
Yeah?
fixes it.
Margren's fire casts light in dark places.
What about you?
I shall be quiet as a calm sea, which is not very quiet.
Haste, haste, haste. Burn. Done.
On the hunt.
Search for traps. No traps. Head.
I have had time. I can only, after all, I will tell. I can see it. It was just that. I know. I became the.
Yep.
What if?
No spoilers on this stream.
And in the lives we create, I ask these things not to trouble you, but to show why they must be confronted. No answer is simple, but somewhere between them all lies a truth so beautiful. That is the thinking that has shaped the world. But I need to know why you chose to remain with the Inquisition, even after you'd learned the truth. Do you remember? So you never doubted. You were a blank. You had heard both sides, seen everything. If not you, then who? I expect you. And what of your understanding of our past? Are you at ease with the choice you made? At first I thought this might be the source of your soul's anguish. Yet if there is anything I can tell you that would be of use, ask and you shall know. This prison was full once in the days of the Inquisition. The time weathers all things. Even they ate, but these souls that the gods need to.
Yep. That.
If Theos succeed, you will not find. Theos will not wait for you. If you do not catch up to him now, you may never find him again. For my part in leading,
There we go. We helped her in true Bleak Walker fashion, as in she is no more.
That's it!
My thoughts will be as silent as my feet.
So, it's true. The gods are a sham.
Yeah. Very true. Ish. I mean, they are still kinda gods. So, does it really matter where their power comes from?
Hello? Is everyone still there?
After all, God is just a difference in the balance of power, if you go by this world standard.
full of surprises, aren't you?
Look at that. A city to put all others to shame. And long lost.
Incredible! I knew the builders could work wonders, but this is amazing!
Haste, haste, haste.
And what does the flame reveal?
I mean, we could get some loot in here, but who even cares anymore? Yay, another quickness gloves. I believe we have one spares. Oh, I mean, aside from this one. Not relevant anymore. Oops.
My mind gets...
And blades are glitched again. Yeah, we will talk to you a lot, don't you worry.
We've been lied to. Our whole lives, and many lives before that. And it's led us to put our faith in a pantheon of gods that never deserved it. Indeed. I've also been thinking, there won't be much left of Theos by the time you're done with him, if I know how you operate. That will leave the Leaden Key headless. Someone will need to fill that void. Someone who can clean up the mess that Theos has made of it. Then let's face Theos.
Huh? They shall see nothing while I see much.
Hello, well.
A nebula of souls, blind and brimming with potential. A song... In a way. But something must be done, and hurling them... None know. No end, Watcher. That is a word...
Uh-huh.
If secrets whisper here, I shall listen for them.
Hi?
dead yet? Yes, you are.
Sure.
So, I believe that's it. Let's quick save just in case. Yep.
Are you ready to take the oath? I am trusting you to remain with this. Were there any other choice? And confession.
So there we go. The big bad guy. Not very big, not very bad.
You are far from your post.
Totally a guy though.
What brings you here? That
Yeah.
How did you find it? Another in a string of acts. Then she should have obeyed. I ask one. What of your you and you? But yet.
Blah blah blah.
I gather you have had your soul awakened. Why else would you shadow my footsteps like some I answered your questions once. That your soul is not fit to accept the answers is of little concern to me. I lied to no one. Not to you, not to anyone. The gods are real. I have always... Precisely. But all that changed when they learned of the true gods. Our God. There is... But more than that, it would be a hollow existence. All mysteries forever unanswered. All purposes constructed from meaninglessness. All I have seen, the millennia of experience. I will not... You have not... Roak 10!
So, first the ghost statues, then him. Yeah, that works. So, that. So that's so fine.
All that.
Yeah. Let's just return him to the cycle. Dum dum dum. Yay. Such victory, much wow. Suddenly everyone wants to talk. Sure enough. Shut up already. Nobody cares about you anymore. We won't see you.
Astounding. This is beyond either of us.
Theos may be gone, yet before you people will long...
Mm-hmm.
And the...
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll consider what he said and completely ignore it. Because we are a paladin, we are bound by oath despite being a pretty murderous paladin. So we uphold our bond to
At your
Hylia.
command, the ancient device became your instrument. After coming to and searching for some time, you discovered the route Theos used to enter Sun and Shadow, and embarked on a long and arduous ascent back to the surface. You emerged in Terra Evron after days of
So
tunneling
here we
through the
go.
rubble Theos had left behind.
Pillars 1
And when
are
you stepped
done.
into the daylight, you were faced with a different Deerwood than the one you had left. At your direction, the souls diverted by Theos were guided back to the vessels originally meant for them. For the first time, parents of hollow-born children woke to the cries of their infants and looked into their eyes to see them staring back. People fell to their knees where they stood, thanking Helia or Mogren, or even Aethys for their forgiveness of whatever guilt they felt they bore. But for all the relief that had come to some parents, others only found new grief. For many thousands of Hollowborn had died during Wideone's legacy, many by their parents' own hands. For those children, there would be no homecoming. Yet the last Hollow birth was in the past now, and those parents willing to risk trying for a new child were frequently rewarded, often with twins. Many felt they saw Helia's hand in it, and the year would be remembered as the year of Helia's splendor. Though you had killed Lord Radric in his throne room,
Oh right,
so
I
strong
never
was
did
his
that one.
drive to rid his land of Aethasians that he returned to life as a death guard, a deathless crusader
Yeah,
for
I
his
forgot to
brutal
do it.
cause. With the remains of his humanity stripped away, Radric came to see all the people of Gilded Vale as worshippers of Aethys, and one day he led his forces into the village personally to see them all purged from his lands.
Well,
Gilded
it
Vale was
doesn't
left
really
a hollow
matter.
shell, its buildings ruined, and its people
Given how glitchy the import is
travelers and
into
would-be
Pillars 2,
squatters
we
knew
will
better
be
than to take refuge
creating
inside its
manually the
borders.
save, so it doesn't matter.
Lord Radric returned
His
to Radric's
fight
hold,
is
where he
really
remained,
stupid anyway.
keeping eternal
Takes like
watch
5
over
seconds.
his barren domain.
He is like,
Following the
harder,
assassinations
I'm a
of Duke
death
Avar
guard.
Wolfgren and Lady Webb,
And you'll be
Defiance
like,
Bay was thrown
eh,
into political upheaval.
here is my
In the
damage to
ensuing
your
weeks,
face.
the streets had become the
And
domain
he's
of
suddenly
looters
dead.
and blackguards.
That's pretty much it.
Few dared to step outside their own doors alone or unarmed. But order was soon re-established by the Knights of the Crucible, who, despite their depleted numbers, had gained favor in the public eye for their role in the unraveling of the conspiracy surrounding Wideone's legacy, and were quickly reinforced by returning forces from Fleetbreaker Castle. For the Knights, their resurgence marked a return to the tradition as well. Having seen firsthand the dangers presented by dabblers in animancy, the Order quickly abolished the practice internally, preferring the familiarity of their hammers and forges to the uncertainties of Essence and Adra. Their identity rediscovered, the knights suppressed their political aspirations and began once again to train their recruits in the art of blacksmithing, recapturing the post-revolutionary ideals of Deerwood and regaining the respect of its citizens as a result. Though the machine atop Ter Noaneth had been disabled, it had not seen its last use. Heritage Hill was rebuilt, and no sooner had the first families moved in to resettle the district than members of the Leaden Key, acting under standing orders from their Grand Master, climbed the tower and reactivated the machine. The initiates slew a handful of the new settlers under cover of night and watched as history repeated itself, the victims reanimating and devouring the survivors. After this second incident, the district would remain abandoned. The Duke's assassination at the apparent hands of an animancer had caused catastrophic rioting in the streets of Defiance Bay. But those who had escaped the melee in the palace hearings remembered the testimonies of the strange guest who had shown up that day and absolved animancy, implicating the Leaden Key instead. The rumor spread quickly, and soon the popular belief was that the assassin had been a Leaden Key spy. When the legacy had lifted, people came to see it not as a sign that the riots had been according to the gods' wishes, as Theos had hoped, but as a confirmation that animancy had never been the source of the problem in the first place. Deerwoodans instead convinced themselves that the riots had somehow purged Defiance Bay of Leaden Key spies, and that the end of Widewind's legacy was their well-deserved reward. The rage against animancers was quickly forgotten, and those who had survived were permitted to return to Brackenberry Sanitarium and rebuild it so they might resume their studies. The town of Deerford had seen the last of the cult of Scan. Dark rumors about the town's many curses quickly faded, and travelers soon returned. Abidon's renewal brought new vigor and purpose to a god long known for quiet, steady labor. Handicraft saw a revival in the Deerwood, and no smith wanted for an apprentice. Additionally, Abidon's restored interest in preservation led to redoubled efforts to survey Engwithan ruins. Animancers and craftsmen alike found much to study, but tensions with Air Glanfath rose. As for Stalwart, the Battle of Caron's Scar only strengthened their resolve to unlock the mysteries of Durgan steel and build new marvels with the White Forge. However, Stalwart's ambitions brought them into further conflict with the Raid Serens, as more and more impoverished communities gathered at the border and vowed to finish the work of the Iron Flail. It would be many generations before the region saw peace. The battle against the Eyeless left Stalwart more hostile than ever toward the ogres in its midst, and the villagers grew bolder as they grew more prosperous. After a handful of bloody skirmishes, the Flames That Whisper clan left the Russet Wood to seek a quieter, more isolated home.
Is there a clan though after we kill them all?
While many such places existed in the mountains, the crossing was treacherous, and the ogres often found themselves embattled with other clans whose territory they passed. Less than half of the Flames That Whisper survived the journey, but those that did found a haven far from Kith lands.
Half a zero
Releasing
is still
Harmony left the Devil
zero,
of Carrick with
my
a
dude.
gnawing dissatisfaction that continued to eat at her long after the Watcher confronted Theos. She resumed her search for the men and women who had raised Cold Morn, clinging to the hope that enacting her revenge might one day allow her to feel something. Yet, as she hunted and killed, the futility of her actions grew like a leaden weight in her gut. Her movements grew stiff and sluggish as her zeal deserted her. One day, she found herself surrounded in Maiden Falls. As she tried to fight back against the villagers, she felt her arms stick in their sockets and her legs buckle beneath her. The villagers tore her body apart and shattered its segments while she screamed, feeling none of it. Sawa came to believe that the Dakan had survived through him. He returned to Ishamatal, where he united a number of small, vulnerable tribes under the beliefs of his people. He called them Takanakin, kin of Takan, and under his tutelage, they became strong enough to resist would-be conquerors. Zawa taught his secrets not to one chosen person, but to all, that the line of knowledge might never be broken. The fortress of Cadnua emerged as a bastion of security in the midst of an untamed land, becoming the envy of every thane and earl in Deerwood. Legend grew over time of its impregnability, and stories of formidable invaders easily scattered by the keep's defenses became popular around the hearths of Deerwoodinians. Likewise, it also became a beacon to travelers, merchants, and visiting dignitaries alike. Reputed as the finest fortress in all Deerwood, people would journey from near and distant lands alike to experience its fabled hospitality and grandeur. After the death of the Master below, a strange quiet fell over the endless paths of Odd-Nua. The attacks on the fortress above ceased, Odd-Nua's silent titan the closest remaining thing to a master in its musty, forgotten passages.
So, everything dead.
Pallegina had followed
Nice.
her orders from the Duke's bells, helping establish an exclusive trade arrangement between the Valian republics and the tribes of Erglonfath. With the Deerwood's people still weakened by Widewind's legacy, the Valian republics easily pushed their would-be competitors out of the market. The Deerwoods suffered as terribly from the lost trade as the republics benefited from it. Pallegina was honored for her service by being assigned as the personal guard of the Duchess of Spirento. Despite her success, she regretted the choices she had made along the way. Haravius took his leave of the party and, after his first bath in years, returned to his nomadic lifestyle. With his homesickness expunged, he found renewed joy and tranquility in his wandering survey of the wilderness. For the first time in his life, he ventured beyond sight of the mountains of Erglonfath. During his travels, he penned numerous journals and sketches detailing his travels through frozen tundra, searing desert, and tropical forests.
Oh yeah, and that's a good ending
Wherever
for
he
him.
went, Haravius left behind stories of the Autumn Druid, a temperamental, one-eyed wise man of the forest, known to bring food to lost travelers and unusual advice to anyone willing to ask him a question. Adair chose not to return home to Gilded Vale. Through a number of quiet inquiries, he soon found his way into the underground organization of Aethasians known as the Night Market. Ironically, in learning that the gods had been fabricated, Adair found his faith in Aethus renewed, and that his god was neither alive nor truly a god had become irrelevant. He rose quickly through the ranks of the Night Market for his optimism and for his bold leadership, his ultimate goal to make the Deerwood a place that would welcome followers of the Shining God once again. When the dust settled in Sun and Shadow, Aloth looked upon the remains of Theos Ix Arcanon, his former master. He saw where the Grandmaster had gone wrong, and he knew what he would do better. The secret of the gods would be preserved, and with it, the sanity and well-being of all Kith. He donned the remains of Theos's ceremonial garb and prepared himself for the long and lonely task ahead. With both their aims fulfilled, Kanarua bid the Watcher farewell and sailed back to his beloved Rawatai. There, he reported on his findings to the Lore College. Kana spoke of the Engwithan people, describing both their vile experiments and their inspiring accomplishments. He spoke too of the destruction of the tablet by the Leaden Key and the group's efforts to erase the Engwithan legacy from the world. Both inspiration and cautionary tales, he said, could be found in the world beyond Rawatai's borders. Kana urged his people to continue to pursue knowledge abroad so that the lessons found there might benefit Tekoa. Kana's inability to prove his theory of Engwithan influence diminished his academic standing, but his passion drew much interest from those less concerned with degrees. Kana swiftly became an influential figure
So
in the
yeah,
move toward a
again,
more
good ending
collaborative
for
approach to
Kana. He
expansion
is
on the
very
northern
important
continent.
now.
In his personal life, he came to enjoy the reputation of an affable eccentric, willing to share grand and impossible secrets, along with a drink and a song. With Theos defeated and the souls released from Sun and Shadow, healthy children were born once again in the Deerwood. The grieving mother sought a place where she might do penance for the birthing bell. She returned to Deerford, where, to the astonishment of the villagers, she delivered the first healthy child in over a decade. She remained there, and with each new birth, she saw a measure of hope restored to the Deerwood and a measure of grace for her own troubled past. Durrance used Magrin's strength only until Theos had been cast from the world, and then swore off her influence entirely. Regret came to weigh heavily on his mind, and a man who had never previously lacked for words or opinions came to embrace silence and contemplation. He continued to wander, penniless and destitute, searching now not for the reason for his goddess's silence, but for a mechanism for revenge. The charred robes he continued to wear as a reminder that he had been burned by his goddess, and not just by the flames of the Godhammer. Sagani experienced the 4 months of her journey back to Masuk in vivid colors. She strove to memorize every moment of her final trip through the Deerwood, Erglonfoth, the Valian Republics, and beyond, preparing to tell her village of what she had seen on her long journey. All of Masuk shared in her triumph, and she felt her pride and elation magnified by the joy of her village. Never again did she doubt the value of her sacrifices. After decades as a long hunter, Sagani finally became one of Masuk's most respected elders. She guided her community with wise counsel, and a generation after she finally passed, another huntress journeyed into the world to find her soul. For you, the death of Theos brought an end to your waking visions, and a silence to the whispers of the past. In their absence, you were able to sleep. The questions of a distant lifetime ceased to trouble your soul. All that remained was what to make of the answer. But at the moment, there was little to be done, and the matter would have to wait. A long journey loomed ahead, made no easier by your decision to bring an infant to Sun and Shadow.
So, yeah. That is it. See you tomorrow at around 12 Moscow time. Have a good day, night, evening, what have you. Peace. И русским зрителям до свидания. Всего хорошего. Завтра в районе 12 по Москве. Всем пока и спасибо за рыбу. До свидания. And let's raid Rogan for the night. He is probably less tired than me. I just really wanted to push the game to being done. There we go.